back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today let's talk about if it's love or lust. How do we know? Mika, how do we know? Well, in my opinion, it's really hard to distinguish the two. Sometimes love looks like lust, sometimes lust looks like love. And if you're really not in tune with yourself, and if you don't have the ability to use your discernment, or if you're not using your discernment, because we all have the ability, if you're not using your discernment, you will mistake one for the other. Or you may even come off that way to somebody else because you don't know how to show it. So, in my opinion, when someone loves you, it's not fleeting. It's you love until the end. Even if that person, even if you were like in a romantic relationship with them, or if you were friends with them, but then the relationship ends, you still also have love for them. The love doesn't die just because they're no longer of use to you. They're no longer serving you, or they're no longer in your life. It doesn't end. You just change the way that you love them, if that makes sense. Before maybe, if you were in a romantic relationship or married or some type of commitment, you may incorporate, being intimate with them or telling them really personal things, or just solely depending on them, for your happiness or to add to your happiness. You may be happy for yourself, but you may just, everything that you do, you want it to be around that person. But now if you guys are no longer together, you may still love them and wish them well. You're not harboring on hard feelings, and you're able to say, I wish you well, I love you. If you need anything, I'm here. And you may even still be able to be a friend. But on the reverse, when I believe, and you may not agree, but I believe that sometimes people can be in relationships or friendships, situationships, whatever type of ship, and it's just solely based off of lust. And how I determine that is when a person is always like, you have to make me happy. They want to talk about sexual things all the time. You're no fun unless you are having sex, or unless you are taking them out, spending your money some type of way on them. You're no fun, or they're not happy with you if you're not doing things for them, things to add to their lives. Because I believe lust is not just about sex. Lust is anything. I could lust after your money. I could lust after your personality. I could lust after, I could lust after your beauty. I could lust after anything about you. Anything I feel like will add value to me that I could take advantage of, that may, improve my life in some type of way. I could lust after that. And you can even just be a friend, and I could still lust after you. Lust is basically like you deeply really want something, and you're just so focused on it. That's what lust is. And so, we think of lust and we're like, oh, it's just sexual. It's not. People lust all the time. So that's the difference to me. I feel like when someone loves you, no matter when the times get hard, no matter when, you may not be on the same page, they may not be happy with you. You may have done something to hurt their feelings, or you guys have argued a lot and they just mentally are just taking a break. But they still love you. That love keeps them grounded. That love keeps them in your life on the level that they're supposed to be. So if they're your friend, they won't go run off and say, forget you. They're going to still be there. Even if they say that for a day or two, they'll be back, and they're willing to talk, and they're willing to compromise and willing to work things out with you because they love you. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to gamble you. And if they're just lusting after whatever you have to give, then you're good enough while you're giving that, or while you're of use in their life. But as soon as they find somebody else, they can ghost you, they can stop talking to you. If you were in a relationship and it seemed like it was love, because sometimes we're blinded by love, we're blinded by those words that people use, that I love yous, and I would never do anything like this to you, and all that. We're blinded by that, which is why I say you have to use discernment, and you have to keep your eyes open at all time. Even if you're married, y'all, you have to keep your eyes open. Don't think just because you're married, you made it and nothing's going to change, because it's still just a relationship with another human being. So keep that in mind. So you always need to be watching, not seeking the worst to happen, but just watching. And if anything's abnormal or changing, you need to be able to speak up on it. Don't let stuff go underneath the rug because you don't know what's happening. You know, if you do that, then eventually you may be the one to blow up and then they blame you, when honestly it could be something that they've been doing for a long time. So that's another topic. We've talked about that in other videos, but we'll get back to this one. And basically, you know, you'll know if a person truly loves you, because if, like I said, if you were to break up or stop being friends, then they'll wish bad on you. They'll talk about you. They'll throw dirt on your name. They'll, you know, make it like you was never all that anyway. Like, they don't care. They can do better than you. That's not love. They never loved you. Do you understand? And I know that hurts your feelings. I know it hurts. But they didn't. Because if they loved you, then after the relationship, after the friendship, they would still speak positive of you. They're not going to be bragging about you. You know, don't get it misconstrued and think like they should be out here saying, oh, you're the best thing since sliced bread. But if someone were to ask them about you, they will be able to say, you know, yeah, we had some great times. And instead of, you know, airing out all your dirty laundry or the things they learned about you throughout the time you guys were in each other's lives, they'll be able to just say, you know, they were a good person, or, you know, we had our times, we just wasn't compatible, and leave it at that. But if they're out here like, oh, like, let me tell you, like, this and this happened, and they're a horrible person, they're not a good friend, I wouldn't be their friend, I wouldn't talk to them, and, you know, just talking negative, those are people who didn't truly love you. They love what you could do for them, and in return, or in the bigger scheme of things, they were just lusting after you. It was just a lustful spirit that was connected to you, and you thought it was love, and you believed it. Like I said, it's such a thin line between the two that it is hard to say, yes, for sure, this is love. Yes, for sure, this is lust. But, you know, unfortunately, if you're in that situation, love doesn't do that. Love doesn't cheat. I'm sorry. I know people try, like a lot of, you know, men out here, and even women try to say it's just a male thing. Men cheat, you know, can't expect them to just be with one woman. But let me tell you something real quick. I remember working at an urgent care, and there was a 78-year-old man who he lost his wife. And he was telling me about how they were together for 50 years, how he loved her. He was, and I never asked him any questions. He was just crying and just talking about it. And he was just like, you know, that I love that woman. She was my queen. I never cheated on her. He told me this with his own mouth. So I believe that God was speaking to me to help me to see there are good men out here. There are, you know, don't believe what society's saying about every man cheats and all that. Don't accept that. Just here this man was 78 years old, crying about his wife that he had lost. I believe she was gone. She had passed away a couple years before he came into his appointment, and he was still crying over her. He was still mourning her, and he was like, I would never marry again. I don't want no other woman. She's all I ever wanted. I loved her. She loved me. He was like, I never stepped out on her. I never lied to her. He was like, I was always making sure she was okay. She always made sure I was okay. She was my best friend. And that may sound like a fairy tale because the society we live in today, society says, oh, go out here and do whatever, you know, and just accept it because it's a man thing, or just accept it because it's a woman thing. No, there are people who genuinely can love you in this world, and you don't have to put up with the nonsense just because you are listening to what society says. So, like I was saying, a person who loves you won't cheat. They won't put their hands on you, because honestly, first of all, you can't expect somebody to love you if they don't love themselves. So that's number one. So when you're trying to vet people, even for a friendship, you need to be making sure or paying attention to whether or not this person loves themselves. That's number one. If they love themselves, then number two is, how are they loving you? Are they manipulating you? Are they lying to you? Are they putting their hands on you? Are they cheating on you? Are they running around on you? Are they dragging your name through the dirt? What are they doing? When you guys get upset, what are they doing in those moments? Are they calling out your name? Are they cursing at you? Are they disrespecting you? Are they disrespecting your home? Are they destroying your things? What are they doing? Because if they're doing any of those things, they don't love you. And they can say all they want to, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. But no, they don't. They don't love you. They don't love you. Get out of that situation. Get out of that friendship, because it's not real. It's lust. They're lusting after whatever energy you have or whatever you got going on in your life that they feel like they're benefiting from. They're lusting after it. Get out of it. Just a lustful spirit. Let me know what you think. This is just my opinion. But that's the difference in my mind between love and lust, and how you can tell the difference between someone who loves you and someone who lusts you. You can be in a relationship for a really long time with somebody who just lusts after you, because as soon as they find something better, all of a sudden they want to leave. Love doesn't want to leave. Love doesn't want to hurt you. Love doesn't want to play with your heart. Love doesn't want to do anything to you that will break you down and can cause you to be depressed. Because love, when you love yourself, you try to love people the way that you love yourself, and you know you wouldn't want those things to happen to you. So think about it that way. If a person's doing it to you, think about, would you want that done to yourself? And would you want to treat somebody like that? And stop making excuses. You deserve true love. It's going to take a while. You're going to find it, though. The more people start healing and the more people start working on themselves, it's going to happen. Believe God. Trust God. If that's what you believe in, whatever it is that you believe in, trust that. You're gonna find true love. Someone who truly, genuinely loves you, no matter how hard things get. But you let me know what you think in the comment box below. Again, even if you disagree, please be polite with whatever you have to say. We're not here to argue, compete, compare, none of that. We're just here to help each other grow, help each other have different perspectives, and help each other get through this thing called life. So you let me know what you think in the comment box below. We will keep the conversation going, and we will talk next time. Bye.